One of the goals that you should have with your dog is to prepare them for life. Life throws lots of curveballs your way, and so to be able to manage those, it's good to have skills and be prepared for that. What are some curveballs that could come your way with your dog? Well, let's say you have a house and a backyard, and so you just take your dog, you just send them outside, they go potty out back all the time, that's just what they do. But then you move, right, for whatever reason, and now you live in an apartment building and the dog has to go out to potty on a leash, and they don't know how to do that, right? That is a skill the dog needs to learn. That can be very challenging, especially when you then are strapped for time. You got to get to work. You just woke up, you're trying to take the dog out and they're not going to the bathroom because they don't know how to go to the bathroom on a leash. Another instance would be the crate. Maybe you never crate trained your dog. You didn't have a need to do it because you felt you didn't have a need to do it. But then circumstances change and you need to crate your dog. Again, your dog doesn't know how to do that. It's going to be very hard, difficult, stressful, and they're going to struggle. And then you're going to feel that on your end because you're the person having to put the dog in the crate and whatnot, right? The dog could then start biting the crate, be barking, be peeing in the crate, doing whatever it is they do, but you need them to do this. And so you have to then spend the time to try and teach them. And then depending on the age of the dog, it's like, that's going to be ultimately harder, right? If they're so, really set in their ways from just the years of doing whatever they've been doing, okay? Another instance, let's say you take your dog out to the park, you go to the dog park, it just runs up to every dog, plays with every dog, it just does its thing when you take it off the leash and does all that stuff. But then you go to walk the dog and now it feels the need to meet every dog, and so it barks and lunges at every dog it sees because it is now frustrated due to the restriction of the leash. And again, this is not just like if you were teaching your dog to just ignore dogs, you pick and choose who they go and hang out with, but also just their only association with dogs isn't just playing, right? It's, hey, I hang out, I chill, I observe. They're able to do multiple different things with dogs that isn't just playing around, right? And so these are just all little skills that you should be looking at to build up with your dog. Not just only dogs and people with of saying hi and going things, but it's just build these skills up in your dog, right? Hey, we ignore most people and most dogs. We're not going to interact with them. Those other dogs that are going to be in your life and these people that are going to be in your life, interact with those people. I'm going to crate train you, so if I ever need it, we already have this skill down and we practice it. If I'm going to take you outside to potty on a leash, regardless if I have a backyard or not, because I want to develop good potty habits, they're going to come in handy whenever I need them. These are things that I've done with my dog Polka. I did with my previous dog Zuma, outside to potty, right? I mean, in my circumstances, I had to do it. We had to go. We lived in Guadalajara, Mexico. There wasn't an abundance of parks or grass. So it was you got to learn to go to the bathroom in the street, or on a patch of grass, or next to a tree that's this big. And Polka has great potty skills. We go wherever we go to. We stay and go to a hotel. We just go downstairs and it's go potty. She goes and finds a potty spot right away to go to the bathroom. It's not an issue. Whereas if the dog doesn't know how to use the go to the bathroom on the leash, that's going to take you some time. You have to go on a walk for the dog, and now it's an ice storm. You got to go walk your dog to take a piss, take a shit, and it's it's icy as hell outside. Come on, have these skills built up so you can take advantage of them when you need to, and that's just going to help keep things stress free for your dog as well.